Hello and welcome to Autofocus. The 100cc motorcycle segment has, since the time it went into four-stroke, has been dominated by just one brand, and that is the Hero Splendor. The Splendor has been the largest selling motorcycle in the world. It has been a default choice for millions of people. It's a motorcycle that has lived well past its lifetime and yet has continued to sell in huge numbers. There has been others that have tried to challenge the dominance of the Splendor, not been very successful. Of course, the one brand that has stayed away from the 100cc segment and has finally made its entry is Honda. And now we are here in Lonavala near Pune to ride and experience the new Honda Shine 100, a 100cc commuter entry segment motorcycle that's going to fight it out with the Splendor. And finally, Honda is going to be dipping its feet into this 100cc segment, which is still a huge share of the market. In fact, Honda says nearly 33% of the motorcycle market continues to be 100 and 110cc motorcycles, and the 100cc motorcycle alone still contributes nearly 28% of all motorcycle sales in the country. The Honda Shine 100, a motorcycle that's going to be available in the market starting May. Company's already gone into production, and this is a brand new motorcycle. Everything about it is new. All the cycle parts, a lot of the features, the engine itself, the chassis, everything is brand new. There's of course the one thing that has been borrowed over from Honda's portfolio, which is the Shine brand, and that is also reflected in some of its design. Honda says that they are so keen on leveraging the Shine's recall and its great brand value, so they've continued to call this the Shine 100. The Shine 125 will continue to exist, and that in itself is a market leader, the Shine 125. Now this is the Shine 100. What you will get, I mean, in the sense that there's only going to be one variant presently available in the market. There's certainly going to be others coming up later, but for now, this is what you will get. And let me give you a quick rundown on what's new. The 100cc engine is now fuel injected, it's brand new, and it also brings with it some interesting efficiency technologies that have been built into the engine. Then of course the diamond cradle frame is brand new. The motorcycle still gets features like an aluminum grab handle, clean finished parts. Black that you see is going to be the base color. You'll get stickering in other colors like the one that we have here, which is a combination of silver and red. Halogen headlamps, analog dials still in the instruments, and so that's basically what you will get. There's also combi brakes. All of these features we will discuss in detail right away. So the Shine 100 and its design is based on the Shine 125. Of course, there are questions to be asked about whether Honda might want to rework the Shine 125's design and make it look a little different. But for now, this gets a lot of that sort of design appeal from the Shine 125, and that is inclusive of all of these elements: the bikini fairing, the side panels with that whole Shine logo coming right through. Honda has done some intelligent packaging with plastic parts that sort of nicely had a touch, I would say, of elegance. You know, much of the parts, the other parts that you're seeing are all powder coated, black, tubular handlebar. You know, much of those elements, again, large turn indicators. A lot of it is a mix of both, slightly upmarket appeal, and at the same time, the expectations for commuters and riders in the 100cc segment. A mix of both practicality, I would say, and that mild premium appeal. Yet, there is no confusing this to be upmarket bike. From a distance, yes, you will see that it is almost like the Shine 125, but get up close and look at the individual elements themselves, you do see that this positioning of being a commuter entry 100cc bike comes right through from all of those elements that you can see on the bike. It has done a damn good job, especially considering the fact that this is going to be positioned and fighting it out with the likes of the Platina 100 and the Splendor, of course, all of which already have a very, very strong, loyal audience. So despite the Shine 100's entry commuter segment positioning, it is also a motorcycle that gets some decent features. Alloy wheels at the front, of course brakes are still drum brakes, both the front and the rear, and 9-liter fuel tank, so it should be possible for you to do a fairly long distance on a full tank of fuel. Of course, a clean packaging of the engine and the whole silencer coming through again with a clean, very sort of premium finish. You only get halogen headlamps in the front and analog dials for instruments, but you still get a very, very practical 677 seat. Honda is, of course, considering the fact that a lot of these riders are going to be having pillions who sit sideways, so that's going to help with the longer seat. And you also get 168 ground clearance, which then means, you know, going over speed breakers, going over really bad patches of road shouldn't be a problem. This is, after all, a motorcycle that's going to be targeted primarily at the semi-urban and the rural market, where the roads are either pretty bad or non-existent. It's also not a very heavy bike, so handling this is not going to be very difficult. It's only about 99 kgs, which then I would say makes it ideal for both men and women if they are going to be looking at using this for their daily commute. The Honda Shine 100 comes with single cylinder, 4-stroke, fuel injected 100cc engine. It's actually 98.98cc and delivers a peak power of 5.43 kilowatt and a peak torque of 8.05 newton meters. Fuel injection has certainly improved the refinement of this engine, but the engine is on a par with the competitors when it comes to torque, but there is a small dip in the peak power output from the Shine 100's engine compared to competitors. The engine is also currently OBD2 compliant, and it's also E20 compliant, so it can run on ethanol doped fuel up to 20%. And OBD2, of course, is onboard diagnostics regulation 2, which is an indicator that shows up on the analog dial with the orange engine indicator that lights up to tell you that it's currently onboard diagnostics 2 compliant, which then of course means that it's constantly monitoring engine performance. Gearbox is a 4-speed gearbox, and it is in places feels like it falls short. You do miss a 5th gear at times while riding, but that said, it is the norm in the 100cc segment, and a 4-speed gearbox is what you get. Gear selection configuration is all the way up. It's not one down, rest up like in the average 5-speed gearbox. Thankfully, it does get both heel and toe shifter. The heel and toe shifter enabling quicker and cleaner shifts. 100cc engine also gets a few innovations that enable more efficient performance. One of them, of course, is the offset cylinder, and the other is new piston cooling jet that improves cooling efficiency of the engine, so improves the efficiency of the overall combustion process. There is also, of course, the roller rocker arm and also a solenoid valve that enables more clean mix of fuel and air for the engine. So that's the Honda Shine 100. We've been riding it through the day in this picturesque location, Ambi Valley in Lonavala, and I must say that this Shine 100 comes across as a really, really compelling package for a lot of buyers in this segment. People have been looking for a little bit of freshness, though the loyalty to specific brands has been around. The fact that Honda has chosen the Shine brand and also its design, and according to company officials, they claim the legendary reliability and easy to maintain sort of feature of the Shine has also been brought into the Shine 100. In fact, Honda claims that they have almost 12 new patents on this bike in order to make sure that the reliability factor is really up at the top. And the fact that the Shine 100 has brought in some new technologies that brings in its improvements to its efficiency, improvements to its reliability, some of those features in the engine that reduces friction, the fact that the fuel pump is now outside the tank and allows access and easy maintenance, all of those are going to be factors This is a segment that is extremely sensitive to price, extremely sensitive to reliability and longevity, and extremely sensitive to efficiencies. All of that, Honda claims, has been factored into this new Shine 100. One of the other factors that's going to really work in its favor is its pricing. Honda has given it a very aggressive ex-showroom price of about 65,000 rupees, which really undercuts a lot of the competitors out there, and the price needs to be sort of positioned in the context of the fact that the Shine 100 really feels like a full, well-made, uncompromising package, and there is a lot of things that completely works for it. It still is an entry commuter bike in its overall performance, in the way it rides, in the whole feel of the experience while riding it, and yet a lot of the things that you get with the Shine 100 really come together to offer a decent value for that price that Honda has fixed for the Shine 100. Interested? Go check it out. Take a test ride from your nearest Honda dealership.